Students, I hope you are doing good. I'm also doing great. And to tell you about myself, my name is CA Vivek Panwar. I'm into teaching since approximately 10 years, and I'm going to teach you financial reporting subject. It is one of the most important subject at CA final level. Like in group 1, there is financial reporting, strategic financial management, auditing, law. In group 2, costing is their elective paper, direct tax and indirect tax laws. One thing I would like to make you clear is with respect to lot of unpredictability with respect to the CA final portion. See, if there is new course, old course, the Indian accounting standards will be there. Similarly, Income Tax Act, GST Act, which are being framed by the central government, those are not going to change. So we cannot wait for much. Like when will be our attempt? We should not delay it, and we should start studying immediately, because whether it is new course or old course, the content is same. Our ICA books are being, like, they are being influenced from the original Bare Acts from the Indian accounting standard in the financial reporting subject. Right. So here are all the Indian accounting standards being present at the Ministry of Corporate Affairs website. So let us see if I am clicking one of them. So here is the Bare Act. So our ICA module is being like, it helps us to understand this Bare Acts in a very nice way. And at Pinnacle, we have developed the textbook, which is a compilation of theory and all the past exam questions, ICA module, revision test papers. So that we have taken in the Pinnacle textbook. Syllabus is definitely huge. I'm not going to talk about all the 8 subjects as of now. I'm going to speak about the financial reporting right now. So, sir, in financial reporting, how much is the portion? So there are 4 ICS study materials, 4 modules are there, and approximately 35 to 40 Indian accounting standards are there. And sir, how much time does it take to complete the subject? So it takes approximately 200 hours to complete the subject from the class end, and from your end, definitely we require a regular revision. So in case if our lectures are missed, so we have a very good infrastructure with respect to video backups. So you will get the video backups in case your lectures are missed. So you will be on par with the pace of the class. And there are 7 to 8 important topics in financial reporting subject. So if I show you the ICA module, you will not understand that much, but just a glimpse. So this is ICA module number 1, in which there are the Indian accounting standards are with respect to the income statement part, like revenue recognition is there, Ind AS 115. In old accounting standard, it was accounting standard 9. So that is being called as Ind AS 115 now. And definitely it is very important Ind AS. Similarly, in module 2, these Ind AS are with respect to all assets, asset side of the balance sheet. Then with respect to amalgamation, which is now being called as business combination, consolidation, we have module 4. And there are some other Ind AS which will be there in the module number 3. So the syllabus is huge of financial reporting. So definitely we should join the classes as soon as possible, and so that we be on track. And how are we going to study? So students, we are conducting face-to-face batches at the Pinnacle premises, which is near Dadar station, and it is being conducted at regular basis. So you may please approach the respective authorities. And how are we going to study? So we have a Pinnacle textbook. I will show you. We have a Pinnacle textbook in which there is a combination of theory part and the practical part is there. But how am I going to teach you? So when I explain the concept, I will give you a glimpse right now how I am going to teach you. So we make the notes also, we will solve the questions in the class, so that you have a good amount of writing practice. When you are into articleship, lot of your day time, like 80 to 90% of your time, it goes like working as an article, over computer. So sometimes our writing speed gets slow. So I make sure in my lectures that we will solve the questions together. We will make some handwritten notes because ultimately during the last like during the exam time, these handwritten notes are very, very crucial. Lot of my students has got more than 80 plus marks in financial reporting in the first attempt itself. And I'm going to share their success stories also with you. Um, and We have a very nice revision strategy where previous lectures revision also I keep on taking along with you. Video backups are there. Doubt solving support will be there. Definitely when the batch is over, then also students might feel okay, there are doubts. So we conduct a face-to-face session also at Pinnacle premises for the doubt solving support. And there are other ways also, like you can connect to the Pinnacle and then we can, or through Zoom platform also, we will be able to solve your doubts. In case when the regular lecture is going on, you can freely ask your doubt. Sir, what will you suggest, whether we should attend face to face or online? My honest and personal recommendation is the control which is there in the class, the zone is different. Like for example, when you are watching a movie, so watching a movie in the mobile or at the home television and watching in a theater, it's completely a different experience. So when you come at the class premises, you are in a different zone. You are sitting with so many students. So it is a very stressful, like a very stress-free coaching, stress-free learning is there. You will not come to know how the time is going, and you will be able to see, okay, I'm going to solve the question so easily. Given that you have passed CA inter exams also, so you can definitely understand that how important is face-to-face coaching. So my personal recommendation is that you should come to class, but if due to articleship or some other reasons you are not being able to come, so we have a good video backup facility. So I will recommend to be on track along with us. And if in case there is any doubt, so please approach us. So right now, students, after giving you the introduction, I'm going to explain you certain basic things regarding the financial reporting subject. So let us talk about the balance sheet part. So let us say this is our balance sheet side. So in the asset side, the first thing comes is property, plant and equipment. Now during accounting standard 10, during CA inter, there was AS 10. But now this AS is called as Ind AS 16. Now if you are using the asset, any tangible asset for business purpose, for business use, then it is called as PP, that is Ind AS 16 will be applicable. But if the same tangible asset you are using for rental purpose, then Ind AS 40 is applicable because you are using that asset as a rent. And if the same property, let us say I'm having 3 property, at one property we are conducting coaching class, so that is my property, plant and equipment. So all the provisions with respect to property, plant and equipment will be applicable. But when I'm using another property, I have given it for rental purpose, so Ind AS 40 will be applicable. And if there is a third property which I'm holding it for sale purpose, that means I'm not using it for business, I'm not using it for rental purpose also, and I have an intention to sell, it is just lying like this only, then we should not depreciate such property because we are not getting any benefit from it. Then Ind AS 105 is applicable. Okay, so this is about the tangible asset. Sir, what about the intangible asset? So for intangible asset, there is a different Ind AS, and that is Ind AS 38. So I'm basically giving you a brief introduction about the asset side. Okay. Now this part we are going to study in the module 2. Then talking about the investment. Investment is also a part of the balance sheet. So let us say if you are investing, if you are making an investment in the equity shares of another company and your stake is, for example, 0.1% to let us say 10%. This is your stake in another company. So when you are making an investment, definitely it comes on the asset side. So sir, which index will be applicable? During your CA Inter days, AS13 was there, AS13. Now index 109 will be there. So index 109, in that we will study that how to measure the investment value. If you are making an investment in bonds of another company, in preference shares of another company, in debentures of another company, then also index 109 is applicable. But if you are making an investment in another company in the equity shares and your holding is approximately 20%, then you will be considered as that you are having a significant influence over the other company. Sir, what do we mean by significant influence? That means you will not have control over that company, but you will be invited to participate in the day-to-day decision making or some operating decision making of the company. So in that case, Ind AS 28 will be applicable. Please do not get scared with respect to the number of index. Okay, my objective here is to show you the classification, that according to the nature of the asset, we have different accounting standards for each of the financial items, and definitely each and every index we are going to study in detail. Okay, so moving forward, sir, what if I am investing approximately 50%, or let us say more than 50% in equity shares of another company? Okay, of another company. So in that case, Ind AS 103 is applicable. Definitely there are some other areas like we need to look whether the control is there or not. So that we are going to study. But just an overview regarding it. So if my investment is approximately or more than 50%, then Ind AS 103 is applicable. And in that case, we have to make the consolidation also. So for consolidation, we have Ind AS 110. So sir, this part belongs to module 2 of the ICI. This part belongs to module 3 of the ICI portion. And this part, like this one, 109 belongs to module 3, and index 103, 110, index 28, this belongs to module number 4. Okay, so right now I'm going to give you a very short example, like how are we going to do index 103. Like I said, in financial reporting subject, it is kind of direct tax. We need to have a knowledge of the provisions, and after understanding the provision, then we will be able to solve the sums. Sir, in which language the lecture will be conducted? It will be a mixture of English and Hindi language, and whichever language you are comfortable in, we are going to explain you accordingly. So you will definitely you should get that clarity whenever you are in the lecture. So talking about Index 103, sir, what is Index 103 exactly? The name of Index 103 is business combination. Business combination. That means the name, the word which was amalgamation, it has been changed and the name is now business combination. Sir, what do we mean by business? So in Index 103, the first thing which we will study is that what is business. So this we already know. Yes, you already know, but in financial reporting, as per the Index 103, the definition of business is little different. So whenever you are acquiring a business, first thing we have to check whether we are acquiring the asset or whether we are acquiring the business. Because if you are acquiring the asset, then Index 16 will be applicable. That is property, plant and equipment. But if you are acquiring the business, then Index 103 is applicable. So you need to see, for example, let us say Facebook company. Okay, now Facebook has acquired Instagram. All right, and let us say the Instagram net assets. Sir, what do we mean by net asset? Total assets minus total outside liability. So their net assets were, for example, rupees 100 crores. Now Facebook acquired Instagram not for their assets, not for their computers, but for the process, but for the competition threat. So Facebook has paid approximately rupees 1000 crores for the business. Rupees 1000 crore. How much was the value of the net asset? 100 crore. Sir, why 900 crore extra? Now that reasons can be many. Which reasons? Like Instagram was a threat to the to Facebook. Which other reasons? Like Facebook was getting ready-made subscribers from Instagram, and Facebook was eliminating the competition by uh, acquiring the Instagram. So, sir, how will the accounting will be done in the books of the Facebook? So, in that case, in the books of Facebook, we will post the entry net assets account debit at what amount? 100 crores. You are paying them to bank, let us say 1000 crores. Okay. Sir, can we just pay through the bank, or is there any other way to pay? Yes, there can be many other ways, and it is completely different than what you have learned at C enter level with respect to the purchase consideration. So here there are 9 to 10 examples of purchase consideration which we are going to study in detail later on. So let us say, keeping the example short, this is my PC. And what about 900 crore? So 900 crore is the goodwill, and this goodwill arises on the date of acquisition. Okay, so we need to check if in case we are acquiring the asset, then it is an asset acquisition. But if you are acquiring the business, then it is business combination. So we have to see the definition of the business. So in the definition of the business, we need to see whether input is there, whether process is there, and whether ability to generate output is there or not. Ability to generate output is there or not. Sir, what do we mean by that? That means it is not necessary that the output is being generated. For example, there is a scientist who has developed a corona vaccine, but he has developed the output, but till now he is not being able to sell it. So practically speaking, there is no output, but he has the ability to generate the output. And Ratan Tata has acquired that process. So let us say a particular scientist input is being acquired, process is acquired, and once the license we get, then we will be able to generate the output also. That means the business process is ready. For example, taking your example, you are a chartered accountant, but you are not having money. So someone has acquired your CA firm, though the sales is not there, but the another company will acquire your system is present. So basically we have to see whether the input and process is present, and if you are having the ability to generate output, then we will consider that the business is present. So that means in case your product is not being sold in the market, then also it is fine. Okay, one more example I will take of, let us say Rajkumar Hirani. We all know that he has made a movie, Munna Bhai MBBS. Now the story was ready. He had written his life experience, and lot of research was done of Munna Bhai MBBS. He took the story to Vidhu Vinod Chopra, who was the producer. Okay, now his Rajkumar Hirani input was ready, his story was ready, that means process was ready, but he was unable to make the film. He was unable to make the film because he was not having a proper infrastructure, money was not there. So Chopra took over Rajkumar Hirani's business, and Hirani started doing business with, like, they had a collaboration with respect to MBBS series. So in that case, we will consider that this is a business which is being acquired. So it is not necessary that the output is present in the market or not. Even if you have the ability to generate the output, then also the business is present. And the second thing which we check over here is, that is control. So second thing is what? Control. So in this case, we have to see whether the control is present or not, and whether the business is there or not. So we are going to study the control part also in detail during the lecture. So if both of these are present, only then we will do the accounting as per Ind AS 103. So I'm taking one small example to make you explain the thing. Interesting example to understand some basic accounting principles of Ind AS 103. So Adani Limited is acquiring 70% of Tata Limited. So Adani Limited is called as what? Acquirer. So we are going to follow Ind AS 103 principles in the books of the acquirer. Okay. And Tata Limited will be considered as the acquiring. Now in this case, since Adani Limited has taken over Tata Limited, so all the net assets, that is total assets minus total outside liability, will be taken over by Adani Limited. And one thing, very important thing about assets is what? That you should, if you are having the control over the asset, then entire asset will be recorded in our books. Sir, what do we mean by that? So I will explain you with this example. So for example, here the amount which Adani Limited, let us say we are Adani Limited. So the amount which we are paying to Tata Limited is rupees 800 crores. This is my purchase consideration. So my purchase consideration, I am acquiring 70%. Okay. And for 70%, I have paid amount rupees 800 crores. But when I talk about the net assets, I will record, the question is 100% or 70%. That is my question, because you are ultimately acquiring 70% only. So my question is whether I should take 500 crore ka 70% or whether I should take 500 crore ka 100%. So the answer to that question is what? Pay attention. When we talk about asset, in accounts, we always focus on substance over form. So even if you are not the legal owner, but in case you are having the control over the asset, then you will record that asset in your books. Example, hire purchase. You were not the owner, but still you used to record those assets in your books. Sir, what do we mean by control? Control means power to direct the relevant activities. Control means what? Power to direct relevant activities. So for example, we are having two examples. Let us say I took a car from like Ola. I have hired a car from Ola. And in another example, example 1, example 2. And in another example, I have told Ola that I want a particular car only. Let us say that car should be Mercedes. Okay. That car should reach at my house at morning 7 a.m. And it is my wish at what time I will get into the car. At 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, that is my wish. Driver will be appointed by me, not you. The car should be same. That should be the specific car. Where I have to take the car, that is completely my wish. So this is a very special scenario, and in such case, I am having the control over that car. So in such case, that car I can record in my books, provided, let us say the car's life is 10 years and I'm using it for, let us say 4 years, 5 years. So if I'm using the car for a substantial period of time, so even if I'm not the legal owner of that car, then also I will record that car in my books because I am having control over that car. Okay. And in the normal scenario, I cannot tell Ola to do like I want this particular car only, it should reach at 7 o'clock or it should be specific car with specific color. I cannot tell that. So here I am not having the control, and if there is no control, I cannot record that asset in my books. Okay, understood, students? So in this case, once you are acquiring more than 50% of another company, that means you have got the control. And this is not some on weighted average basis. So Ind AS says that once you are having the control, then entire 500 crores will be recorded in the books of the acquirer. Because it is like, for example, there are 10 machines of Tata company, the company which you have acquired, and there are 10 machines. Then it is not like you will operate 7 machines, 3 machines will be operated by Tata. Let us say in a class there are 10 ACs, so it will not be like, okay, 7 AC will be operated by the acquirer, 3 AC will be operated by the acquiree. No, We have the control over entire 10 machines. Adani Limited acquirer is having the control over entire 10 machines, and that is why we cannot bifurcate it. We cannot divide it. So I have to record all 10 machines in my books. That means the entire 500 crore will be recorded in my books. So in this case, the net assets amount, the recorded will be how much? This is the net assets 500 crore. But sir, so here like all 100% will be recorded, but the problem over here is 70% and 100% is not comparable. So the rest 30% belongs to outside shareholders, 70% we have acquired, and rest 30% belongs to outside shareholder, that means 30%. Okay. So what about this 30%, sir? Now, if you add this 30%, I am writing NCI. NCI means non-controlling interest. In CA Inter, we used to call NCI as minority interest, MI, minority interest. Now it is non-controlling interest because we are having the controlling interest of 70%. So in this case, this becomes 100%, and this 100% is comparable with the net assets 100%. But sir, then what will be the amount of NCI? So here, Ind AS has given us two options. One option is that the value of the business of net assets of Tata Limited is how much? 500 crore. So if I decide to bifurcate this 500 crores, so 500 crores, this is the value of my net assets. Okay. And out of 500 crore, how much are we acquiring? We are acquiring how much? 70%. So 500 crore into 70%, that means 350 crores. But for 350 crore, we are paying how much? We are paying 800 crores. So we are paying 800 crores for that. So what is the difference over here? We are paying extra amount. So we are paying an extra amount of how much? 450 crores. And with respect to 500 crores ka 30%. 30% belongs to whom? It belongs to NCI. That means rupees 150 crores. And for 150 crore, like we have an option whether we can record it at 150 crore or let us say the fair value of NCI. So what about what is fair value? For example, the house which you are staying. If you go to the municipality, the record will show that your house is of approximately 50 lakh rupees. But will you sell for 50 lakh? No, you will sell at the market value. That is the fair value. And if let us say the fair value is not given in the question, then market price per share will be given. So out of let us say 10,000 shares, you have acquired 7,000 shares, rest 3,000 shares belong to NCI. So 3,000 shares multiply market price per share, that will be the fair value. So that will be provided by the question. So let us say the fair value provided by the question is 250 crores. So how much extra amount? Extra amount over here is rupees 100 crores. But sir, then at what value we should record NCI? So institute has given us the option that you can record the NCI at either 150 crore or either 250 crore. But in both the cases, the accounting treatment will differ. So in case, if I record the NCI at 150 crores, कैसे आया 150? 500 crore का apply 30%, so it comes to 150. That means I am not recording NCA at fair value. I am recording NCA on the basis of proportionate net asset. So here my total 800 plus 150 comes to how much? 950 crores. And in this case, my goodwill comes 450 crores. The extra amount which I am paying for acquiring the business, that is called as what? Goodwill. Now there can be various reasons to pay extra amount that we are going to study. So this is one method. Another method is, sir, I want to record NCI at fair value. So what is the fair value given by the question? That will be given by the question definitely. So it is 250 crores. Now in that case, but I am paying 800 crores as a PC. So 800 crore plus 250 crore comes to 1050. Net assets which we have acquired, that is 500 crores. And in that case, the goodwill will be 550 crores. But sir, here goodwill 450, here 550. Now this 450 crore is called as partial goodwill. Why partial? This 450 crore belongs only to controlling interest. That means it is our. See, I have shown you the bifurcation. You are acquiring proportionately 350 crore ka net asset, but you are paying 800 crore. That means 450 crore you are paying extra, and that is that 450. But if you are recording NCI, you should have recorded NCI at 150, but you are recording at 250, you are recording at 100 crore extra. That means in this 550 crore, this 550 crore is called as full goodwill. Full goodwill means complete goodwill. In this 450 crore goodwill belongs to controlling interest and 100 crore goodwill belongs to NCI. Okay, so the point, students, is when you are taking a business of worth 500 crore, 500 crore का 70% कितना होता है? 350, 350. For 350 crore you are paying 800 crore. That means you are paying 450 extra. And 500 crore का 30% 150. तो 150 को अगर आप 150 पे ही रिकॉर्ड करोगे तो फिर ये जो 450 है ये तो गुडविल सिर्फ कंट्रोलिंग इंटरेस्ट का हुआ ना. लेकिन अगर आप 150 को रिकॉर्ड करोगे 250 पे, तो फिर 150 को 250 पे रिकॉर्ड करेंगे तो जो 100 गुडविल है, द 100 गुडविल विल बिलोंग टू एनसीआई, और जो बाकी का 350 का 800 पे रिकॉर्ड किया, 450 बिलोंग्स टू कंट्रोलिंग इंटरेस्ट का शेयर होल्डर. तो स्टूडेंट, ये एक छोटा सा कॉन्सेप्ट था 103 का. पर सर मुझे बताओ ना, मैं 800 क्यों लूं? अरे 800 यू आर पेइंग 800 करोड़. सर पर उसका कंपनी तो 500 करोड़ का है. या 500 करोड़ का है, बट यू आर पेइंग 800 बिकॉज वो इंस्टाग्राम जैसा है, आपका कॉम्पिटिटर है. कुछ और रीजंस है, उसका बिजनेस वैल्यू है, उसका बिजनेस एक्वायर करके यू माइट अर्न 1500 करोड़. सो कितना पेमेंट करते हैं ये मार्केट टर्म्स पे डिपेंड करता है प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ के अंदर. सर ये 800 करोड़ क्वेश्चन आपको बताएगा आप कितना पे कर रहे हो. जरूरी नहीं कि कैश ही पे करेंगे. इट कैन बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कैश, शेयर्स, नॉन कैश एसेट्स लाइक लैंड. तो वो सारी चीजें हम लोग सीखने वाले हैं. सर एक और चीज बताओ ना, ये 500 करोड़ पूरा 500 क्यों रिकॉर्ड किया? देखो, जब सामने वाले के मशीन्स है ना 100 मशीन्स, दैट डज नॉट मीन कि आप 70 मशीन्स पे काम करोगे, 30 मशीन पे वो काम करेगा. ऐसा नहीं होता. जब आप कंपनी एक्वायर कर रहे हो, आप एसेट को एक्वायर नहीं कर रहे. तो जब आप कंपनी एक्वायर करते हो ना, तो कौन से मशीन्स पे क्या काम होगा, सब 100 मशीन्स पे आपका कंट्रोल. तो बाकी 30 मशीन पे भी तो आपका कंट्रोल हुआ ना. तो फिर आप इसका 70% ही एक्वायर नहीं करोगे, आप पूरा 100% लोगे. तो अगर आप यहाँ पे पूरा 100% लेते हो, तो फिर मैचिंग कॉन्सेप्ट के हिसाब से इधर भी 100% आना चाहिए. और इस वजह से पीसी 70% रिकॉर्ड होगा, एनसीए आपको 30% लेना पड़ेगा. तो सर ये 950 क्या है? 950 इज ए लाइक ए नोशनल कॉस्ट. एक्चुअल पीसी इज 800, 950 इज द नोशनल कॉस्ट. 500 करोड़ का चीज के लिए नोशनल कॉस्ट 950 है. इस वजह से 450 करोड़ का आपको गुडविल आया. Okay, students. So all these things we are going to study in a much logical and in a detailed manner. I hope the small session which I have taken was I was able to connect with you guys, and so thank you so much for your time, and I will see you soon in the class, and we will become great chartered accountants. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.